Hello, hello, hello. As I'm so rubbish at using these streaming softwares, this video is just an immediate live click with no scheduling and nobody waiting. And so I start alone. To be alone is one thing, to feel alone is double. And there comes Stronicle to make everything okay again. Thanks very much. Bing bong, congratulations. Thanks for being the first to make yourself heard, Stronicle. Hello, hello. And today is Tuesday. It's September the 7th. My birthday is on Saturday the 11th of September. And I'll be celebrating that on Friday night, Saturday morning on the live stream. So welcome to that start of Jamie's birthday week. As you can see down here, we have the ticker and the price. Over here, we have banana frige. If you can guess all 4 items that are in banana frige there, I shall put them together as ingredients and create something edible from them all. Hold me, says Dan. I shall hold everyone who wants held while we huddle from the wind. Happy early birthday, Jimmy. Thank you very much, natural friend. So, if you, for some reason, were waiting, which is impossible, or if you're still there, accustomed to that sound, for those who were waiting, that sound is this sound today. Well, it wouldn't be a show without it, would it? Thank you very much, and it was great to see you all. What a lovely start to the week it's been. Prices back in bargain basement areas. Welcome, Keith, Dan, and Sarah, and everybody else who said hello. I've said your name once, but it's now lost in the muted myth of what Jamie may or may not have said. CCP in action. Well, they do a lot of their talking in actions, don't they, over there? Jamie, don't do this to me. I need your voice. You got my voice, you got my full attention. This message is directed personally to you, every one of you, but very personally, as all of the videos that are put out across this channel and Rocky Outcrops channel are directed very explicitly and directly to you personally, but they're also at the same time not to you now. We speak to future you. We've always done that. We always do. There's a degree of fitness that comes with that mode of thinking. Most people can't handle it, but then most people do most things wrong. And there's nothing we can't stand more than somebody who willfully does things wrong. We call them fannies, and despite my role here as chief fanny magnet, this is a fanny-free zone. If that is you, be sure to take your ass and fuck off on the way. Feel free to click the like or dislike button. Both are equally helpful, and I appreciate everybody who takes the time to do so. It's not just the explicit message that we put across. It's not just in the tactile way that we deliver these trenchant messages. It's not just right there in your face between your eyes. It's also the implicit message that comes across in every breath and every paragraph break at the end of every sentence. We speak to future you, and future you is going to be so happy to look back on the price of GME at less than $200. It may go further. We've talked about it. We've talked a lot about it. So much so that it does get extra frustrating when I get drawn into conversations about mindless entities controlling the world, as opposed to technical entities that can be used to your advantage. And I find the height of youthful irony is this concept that the collective seems to have arrived at, where they think both on one hand and with one breath that an algorithm controls prices, and at the same time, with the same breath, they foolishly believe that they are somehow now in control. Those people who chase their own doom are these fannies. They are this distraction. They do suck us down. And unfortunately, it dulls and blunts the sword with which I used to slay, and boy do I slay the shit out of things. So prices pushing back up, nice to see. And prices have changed. They've changed a lot on a couple of different things that many of you will be in. We'll talk all about that throughout the show. And here's the charts. Nice to see them, nice. Let me find them on my screen. Where are they? Here they are. This is GME. It's doing very well. It's coming back down. It's doing everything we said it would. There's your measured move. There's your pattern. There's the extensions. Here's this part. Here's the next part. And 886 screaming at you. That's the bit. That's really obvious charts. Good for you. Here's the Bitcoin chart. This is what Rocky put out last night on his Discord. Talk about how Bitcoin and the greater cryptocurrency market was going to experience an imminent correction. And while it was happening, wouldn't it be interesting to mix that with this free course he's currently running alongside myself on his Discord for people on how to trade harmonics and how they can provide you with the lowest risk, the highest return, and the most reliable way of trading, along with a really strong technical lesson on how to analyze these entities and use them to your best advantage. And here was his move, which he talked about on Bitcoin, which would reflect the greater market. Price action at the time had got up to those levels, 53,000, high 52,000s. The PRZ, the PEZ, the trade was on. There's your profit targets. There's your entry points. There's your stop losses. Here's your formation. Here's the trend. Those ratios between those different Fibonacci structures and how they determine the likelihood of success. This trade, which I was able to take and protect the value of my account, without which, by the time I went to sleep and the few morsels of hours I had between waking up again, the value of which would have dropped approximately 60%. Only I was managed to wake up, enjoy Rocky's Good Morning Stonk America show, close my hedges, and have not lost a single dime because of this technical analysis, not some made up, airy-fairy, unrepeatable, unpredictable, untradable, all-knowing, all-powerful algorithm that drives the stupidest of people to jump in on some nonsense human centipede style of analysis. It's actually this type of concept that can turn you from a brave risk taker into a rich person. That there are other roads you can take, and that way leads to doom. Here's a Bitcoin chart at the minute, 47,165. There's the drop we're talking about. An immediate recovery of a significant amount. Didn't manage to break significant areas though, floating there at the minute. What does this look like? Well, here's your indicators. Rocky Outcrops DMI is telling you pretty much what's going to happen. On the lower term time frames, you can see how the RSI is responding on 4 hour, which is where we briefly looked at GME. You can see, look at that, 1618. You got your entry, you went through your first area, it went through your second area, it went all the way to the full extension of that move. You got so much value from that trade, and people tell you, they'll tell you that technical analysis doesn't work on manipulated stocks. They will tell you that. They might use 3 of their last 10 breaths of life to tell people that message. That's how important they feel it is to talk shit. And there's so many of them. There's so many vagaries of this type of person. And I no longer will be slaying them on Twitter, because for every head you chop off, 1,000 more pop up. It's insidious. It's self-spawning, and it's disgusting. So in future, I refuse to engage. I shall rise above, as we've done before on Banana Air, and look back on these twats as the useless, pathetic people that they are. And in the meantime, we'll scoop up our bargains on GME. And my future Twitter contributions to the greater Twitter universe will be exclusively directed at adding further detail to the message that I put across with regards to learning how to learn. I won't be trying to dispel any ignorances from now on. People can enjoy the company of their own stupidity, and I will welcome them back into the fold when they've reached a point of frustration with their own self. Right, so when you get down here, you're looking at this 886, 191. You could even look at a dip below it and look at this Fibonacci to the right, the 0.65. It comes in at 188. That'd be nice. I also know the horizontal support and resistance when you look left comes in at 185. So those are the extensions that you could see if this move continues on. It might well do so, because you're down here putting in what looks like a lower low on this area, and we'd like to see the overall formation evolve into something different, or if this is coming and included in some sort of higher chart, look at this formation and say, what does this look like? Is it a bull flag? Is it a pennant? Is it a triangle? Is it a channel? Or is it another version of the wedge we've just come out of? And there's all sorts of things that you could look at there. You could also look left and analyze that technical formation more with regards to these Fibonacci's, and you could talk about patterns that are currently going on GME, and I'll be doing that perhaps later tonight in the next class with Rocky Outcrop on harmonics. And if it isn't live tonight, it'll still be worked on this evening, because that's what we're doing here, working on it, all these different things, all different times. It's not just like banana freeze innovations you're seeing around here, folks. It's also lots and lots of energy directed to the sort of activities that will get other people in the right mental mode and in the right degree of mental fitness to think about things in the right way consistently over time, and not let them slip into some horrible dark hole of believing in the algorithm. Right, okay, so 104 for the 1.414 extension, which we hit before. People will talk about this 4-hour pattern and say that they have done. I've seen before that this is a bat. It isn't, and now does it work in that way? And if to draw it in, you'd have to draw it wrong. And yes, so we'll settle on the daily chart today and say, because it's power hour and charts are going to be telling us the day's closed, GME is closed shortly, then where will those areas likely be in at on this daily time frame? Well, you can see looking left anywhere in around here is fine. It's like easy to understand, because you've got these body closes at the daily closes where we've put in our most recent low, and that's likely proves to be support, at least on the first pass. You can see, and you look left again, you've got this area where the body close of this candle before the pattern evolved and broke down further and put in another test of our macro low. This area, pardon me, proved to be resistance before we dropped down above us. So you're thinking like there's a little channel there on this time frame that's marked out by those horizontal lines, also by this Fibonacci on the low sequence at 618, and here at 193 slip below it. They might be wicks or extensions on different days this week. Maybe it'll be a reaction, type of first primary reaction, which you would see when you initially hit support and resistance, and that would be a more aggressive move on a shorter term time frame. May have been when we came back up here, having dropped below. I would suspect it was, having now consolidated around this area on the second time we've touched it. On the 15-minute time frame, you can see this doesn't look particularly bullish. In order for it to do so, even on this time frame, you need to get above your support and resistance as marked out by the parabolic SAR, and then you'd look to your lower term time frame body closes up here at this support and resistance level. You'd have to get above that to go on above, and you can see that what we were talking about here, I think this was silent TA, we were marking off how these we've put up this indicators at the time, see how these didn't form significant higher highs with regards to the structure of the chart, despite breaking its previous short-term consolidation zone, and so that this wasn't an emphatic move, and then detailed this wedge and how that was a negative structure. This proven to be a right hand shoulder on the psychology of a head and shoulders then led to this measured move, and it's still got a little bit extra to do the full measured move from the wedge. And so does it mean it's a buy at these points? Well, it's again, it's not looking particularly positive on lower term time frames, but on the higher time frames, you can see you've got significant areas of support below you, not just on the Fibonacci, not just even on the horizontal resistance from here on the left, but like within this move up here. You can see there was a wick that took you all the way down to 191.08, and so areas below that you can't really say at this point things look bad either. You'd have to again go back to these areas of momentum and look at the strength of each move and say you've got periods here where price actions come in as predicted, had some sort of reaction. It's led to failure of it recovering its own moving average, which represents a failure for it to react and reverse from its current trend. It's persisting in that mode as the negative side of the trend gains dominance and strengthens, but that underlying momentum isn't really there for it. So at this area, it's a question of What are the large accounts doing, and how do large providers push price action? And are there people looking to buy this on the retail side to catch it here? And I suspect that it looks like a little bit of a bargain when you get an even more of an extension below these support levels. And it's also an easy way to wash out people who are trading this, and paper-handed bitches who are trading this, like day trading it, and that's the easy way to do that is to push it there. And so I'd be looking for that 886 if I was trying to swim with those whales. And above it, you know, that's quite easy to do that analysis, right? Anyway, analysis, AMC, yep, great, good move, top of its formation there, coming in with a divergent high perhaps when body closes, but it's not a significant move. It's only an hourly time frame too. Technically it's bullish if you can maintain the strength of this move at the top of this bullish control zone, or even break, bottom of it, or even break into it again. That'd be very good to see that. 1 hour time frame, again a bull flag on RSI. You want to see that structure continue, price action. I suspect it's also in flux. Consolidation dropping down here. Maintain your own moving average would be obviously a good sign at this stage. Having put in such an aggressive move beforehand, you'd need to see that coming through with more strength, and at the current period in time you're not seeing it on 30 minutes, so may well be that AMC and GME both finish in and around where they are at the minute, in and around where they are right now, blah blah blah, same words over and over again. Then the overall structure still very aggressive, and this still continues this linear progression to the top side without anything to worry about. 4 hour, you can see demand lines below here keep blowing through. Any sort of short term idea of resistance is just beaten every time you get there. You know, it's like people who are trying to short this, fucked, right? Like the small accounts, the retail, that are thinking they can be wide, and there's plenty of them. Every time they get anywhere near any sort of suggested trade, it just goes that little bit extra, and that'll keep happening probably till you're at $50. Let's see in the meantime that if you recover this other area, like opening and closing above 47 is still the target. 47, 47, 47, 47, 51, and around there. You get 4 hours open and close there. Fantastic. Is it going to get to 47, 51 by the end of today? Well, that is in and around what prices are at the minute, but it's also significantly different for various reasons. And it would be great to see that happen, especially if this RSI can orientate itself upwards, and you've got a positive sign here on the DMI, so that's good to see. Like that, it looks good at the minute for AMC, not bad at all. And considering how things have gone, like on smaller term time frames on other assets, that people who trade this and also trade cryptocurrencies, you know, those cryptocurrencies they trade that might have attracted them, those risk profiles that are similar to this one, how it's been presented in the mainstream media, will now find themselves thinking, but sure, my AMC hardly dropped at all and looks like it's in a bullish accumulation pattern, and this other thing here, which like does promise such huge chances of life-changing wealth, but that's all based on volatility. They had a similar risk profile, altcoins, as AMC did, and loads of the people that are trading them are the same person. You know, they're holding AMC and they're hodling their altcoins, all 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, and they'd be looking at it now if they've only been in a few months, thinking like, but this is not actually the same risk profile. Like, this thing's gone up from like 5 whatever, 7, whatever you got in at, and is now at 50 odd. And I'm not seeing that same risk reward in crypto right at this minute. Yeah, and so like there's better on both sides of the trade. So AMC's doing fantastic. If you can keep going up here, it'd be great. It does though look like it could also put in some sort of rounded top. It's failing to put in higher highs on the 15 minutes here. On the hourly time frame, you have got these two reasons, huge reasons for it to do like a trend check at this point. It's absolutely natural for things to oscillate. This is a hugely important higher low, and a really positive reaction on RSI in 1 hour and that. So it's like, again, you're looking for this 4 hours slightly lower high here. That's okay because your RSI is lower. It is put in this head and shoulders formation. It does suggest that if you don't break in here on the 4 hour and you don't get a higher high on this close on price action. And even if you do, if it's like bearishly divergent in a negative sense, which may well be, and the most effective divergent trades are those which all come from comparatively overbought or oversold zones. And so it may well be that it looks like momentum starts to seeper out if it doesn't do those like properly good boosts at these points. And so we'll see. And you know, I believe the 38 here, and that's like not positive enough. And now, like, while it's been good, it's been positive, and you felt smart about things, there's also like risks, and so you have to be wary of those. Just as, have you seen Rocky's Bitcoin analysis last night? You would have been made wary of them with regards to crypto. So stay safe, trade safe, be careful. And one part of that, if you're hodling, is being good to yourself and managing your own expectations so that you've got the most positive psychology and you can deal with ups and downs, because they happen. And if you're hodling, then you live through it, right? That's why, if it wasn't like that, why would anyone even talk about it? So, yeah, so look at that. There's an opportunity for you to be proud of yourself for hodling here, because it looks like there might be that test, in which case this aggressive progression is likely to fail, at which point you'll look for support and trend checks on other areas. And say, for example, you've got your Donchian channels on the 4 hour here. They come in at around this 0.65 at $41.62, lower $40. And that would be a 236 of this other Fibonacci. There's one area where you'd think perhaps it's a higher low in this formation. Perhaps it comes down further and tests this horizontal, at which point you could be just putting in a channel. That would again be consolidation after the positive move. But it may well be that this is an ascending triangle, and so does it go here? Does it drop down? Get caught on so many different areas of buy points along the way, providing, well, like, you know, over time they're going to prove to be successful, so it doesn't matter. Some people won't mind buying it and they don't care for the extra couple of percent. Do the Donchian channels catch it at the bottom of that golden pocket and it come in at a $40 rebuy? Is that a good entry for this if you're looking for it? Is it the extension there for the horizontal, or is it down here to retest this breakout zone, come in for a 0.5, touch just under 36, 37, maybe even down here to $34 at this golden pocket, this type of retrace, that type of positive move, which would be completing in some senses a retest of this area having got out of it, you know, because you did do that wee test, and at that point you got to find yourself a new breakout zone. And so a test of that area and a wick that takes you back in, and that washes a lot of silly people out. That would look good. It would also end up making this look like an inverted head and shoulders, the bottom of this trend, which would give you a projected move up here, back up to a 168. You'd be up at the $54 or thereabouts, and you'd be thinking, wow, what a fantastic overall formation. You know, this did look like an ascending triangle. I was really excited. I understood, though, the psychology that was going behind these moves and the weakness that's seen here, and the opportunity that that provided because of the nature of this price action, which when you go out to a daily time frame, you can see, well, there's these other areas of interest. Here you go, you're in this massive bullish accumulation. It's constantly putting in higher highs on a macro level, all-time higher highs. It's like, ain't nobody selling this shit until it's down at these areas. So Jackson Hunter and that. And so, yeah. Hello, everybody. That's your AMCTA. So, could make a busy ape episode, but how fucking busy are you? Like, come on, get real. Here's BlackBerry, just to touch on it. Like, we talked about this. We talked about these two areas as being potential buy zones, and when we were down here, this would be it. When we were here, it was it. We got it. Hopefully, it went up. Talked about these areas. Showed you how the Donchian channels work. Rocky told you where this move would likely retrace from. There was a good buy, right? It's a good buy, and I'm still talking to you, right? Although it seems, though, maybe that I've gone mumbly, or you can't make out what I'm saying, or, you know, who knows? Like, am I going through the charts at the same pace you want to? Like, what is it? You know, I don't know. I never know. That's part of the difficulty here. There's no feedback, so I'm just doing what I'm doing and hoping it helps, and it should help. And I'm speaking to you, right? Although there's lots here, or isn't, because I don't know, because I can't see, because I've had to just do it all from a streaming platform instead of YouTube, and I don't know how this thing works properly yet. Maybe there's, like, I don't know, I can see in chat there's at least 20 people that have been chatting that I've noticed, but there's probably more, I don't know. But because I've been looking at the charts, I haven't been looking at the chat. Anyway, I'm not fucking going on about it. I'm saying I'm speaking to future you, and future you, well, like, you couldn't, you know, future you will always say, you know, when you look back, things could have been better, right? So what that probably means is that current you, who's seeing it right now, doesn't necessarily want it all to be perfectly comfortable. You know, you don't actually want it all to be perfectly comfortable all the fucking time, right? And so, think about that. Oh, a nice little background. So think about that. You know, you don't want it to be comfortable all the time, eh? Like, wouldn't that not just be fucking, you know, disgusting? Wouldn't that inevitably lead to like, you believing in stupid things? Right, so BlackBerry 1084 accumulates here, does it, on this time frame, and around this centerline RSI. I'm not sure. I'd actually expect this to, you know, at least test this horizontal, this diagonal that we've got coming in here. Maybe perhaps even go lower, because this is not a very reliable formation, especially having gone up and done other things since. And like, you know, does this play a part in the future trend here? Quite possibly, right? And we'll see how that goes. It does seem to look very similar to this triangle we've got above. The top side on this is up higher at 1781 bucks, right? We've been talking about this since it was down here at the 811. You know, we've talked about it since it dropped back down in again. You got your $9.50 sort of entries. I know a couple of people who did, and if this is me speaking of future you, and you've how would I love to, there are people here who right now who have been watching what I've been saying on GME and aren't thinking about it in terms of perspective of like, yeah, how often can I quantify this person against this other person? You know, look at me, I'm making it on the freeze cam. It's more about like which one of these things would suit best into what I do, right? And I understand and empathize that you might be coming from a position of like, oh, I'm a bit shit at doing whatever, or like I'm really good at this, but this thing here I had to avoid. And so that's the area, like, obviously, where you want things to be uncomfortable, and the result being that because you're putting yourself more into that, right? Trying to figure out that thing. So you can always ask me the questions about those things. But there are people here who we've been talking about BlackBerry, and we're saying, look, $8, that's a great buy. Look, there's things like this here. Like there's this area, you know, you might be able to take profit at these sort of areas. You manage your trade and that. And here's another re-entry. Look, that looks quite good, doesn't it? And look, here you're coming up, and it looks like this sort of a formation here, right? That, to a degree, the rationale behind this is easier to accept when you're at areas like this and areas like this than it is to tell people that when you're at the top, because at that stage, you know, the question still is, from a technical perspective, is this entity actually an ascending triangle, or was it, you know, a fake out from what is an equilateral, and then does it come back down and do the same in the same vein, do a test on the bottom side and out with that of it, and then you've got these other moves and whatnot, and here's how to trade things, and you've got Fibonacci sequences between them, and they're screaming at you on this chart. It's dead obvious. And so some of you is maybe, right, have been following along this videos I've been doing, you've been thinking along this week like, oh, here's these warnings about things, here's what he's been saying about crypto. I mean, all the end of last week I was talking about how to hedge a crypto position, and we were talking about the extensions on the moves and how they all looked very good, and how that you would maybe, like, you know, not necessarily need to create a taxable event in order to protect your account from a change in value of things. Rocky shared that thing last night there. We talked about the BlackBerry move recently. Maybe you took advantage of that and did well, similar on the other trades we've been talking about, and things have been going well for you, and that's fantastic. And if it isn't, well, future you will be that. And you want to hear it from someone who's like, come on, we're doing it, you know, and I don't care if you make the odd mistake or one didn't work, but this is the path we're on, right? Anyway, so future you, right? Future you, you're looking at this and you're thinking, you know, well, it was a good trade to get into that. You know, the profile on this looked good. The areas that we got here in this trade and the other options for this, if it does drop down, where this looks like from a long-term perspective, you don't have to trade everything all the time. Keep your powder dry. Maybe you're thinking, I'll keep something for this. Should something like that happen? You've had one of them. Maybe you get another one of these and you get an even better trade. Who knows? Look at that. It's lovely. If you're still in it and you're hodling it, what happens? You want this on the daily time frame to be some sort of a low at the 236 and the bottom level of the Dungeon channels. You can't expect some sort of reaction there, but this is much more subject to the moves and bigger things than it is itself to, you know, people paper hand this. It's what it's for, really. You're below the basis line, Dungeon channel, touching the bottom one again. There are reasons why this looks a little bit like it might be accumulation zones. RSI is providing something interesting here, and this is a positive upwards channel, so I would like to see this and expect to test the top of the bullish control zone on the RSI, but that'll only be in and around resistance on price action. But where would that might be? Like, might be, you know, could be higher, could go even further still. It could do. So if you're already in it and you don't mind about it dropping down back to 950 or even worse down 850, then you're looking at those sort of targets above, maybe taking profit at high 12s, maybe at 15, maybe up further at 17.55. Lovely jubbly. That's what's happening there. What is Bitcoin doing on this chart right now? On the 15-minute time frame, be surprised to see it break above 48, 950, 990. I'd expect to see that area should take a shoot up, then also take some sort of a brutal move back down again, because there is no strength of trend on the upside to generate that sort of range on price action upwards, while there was here for the downside. You might get some sort of Rick and Morty lips coming through, confirmation of that as a weakening comes in on the downside trend. Price action slowly takes like its time to make up its mind, but then at the meantime tests for various, like, this is a support and resistance trade on Bitcoin at the minute. It's just about identifying where the next resistance level is, and if you got in at any of these moves, congratulations, and you should have already have taken profit and be managing that trade now. What do I think is going to happen to this? Even making it up to that 618 is going to be difficult for it. So any sort of topside wick likely comes in around 49.8. I don't know exactly why is that there. That's not where I wanted to drop that. I wanted to drop it here. Yeah, 48.3. That's a big difference. Right. So yeah, that's likely where any wick move takes you to. I know you've gone higher on one. You made it all the way up to that 618 in the recovery, which is likely having recaptured some other areas. Well, great. Great. This is what I'll look at just briefly. Hello. Hello. Ah. Nope. Hello. Sweet. And then these are the wicks on the downside where if it does continue on down to your 1618 over here, or your 1414, 1272, these sort of moves, same fib. There's your likely tests below if it does take a drop down, at which point you'd be able to manage your risk there, right? You know, managing your delta. So that's how you'd handle that situation if this does, price action does move down. It may well not do, right? It may be a bargain, and it is very volatile, and having made this move on the hourly chart and only made that sort of other side of the candle, maybe it does do something similar again. It's just this area above, should you get there at 48.3, is likely that any sort of headroom above that's quite limited. Below, they've got lots of areas where you probably over a period of a number of weeks and months will think that's quite a good buy. That's what I would envisage for this. And you know, seeing as I don't touch on it all that often, here's your weekly time frame. Just like bouncing off 382 on that weekly support and resistance fib. This then proves to me like weekly this looks like, I mean, just above it you've got this, like, this is going to be tough for it from now on. 48.3 is going to be tough. When I say now on, I mean like until it's broken, but like it's the area to look to. Whereas before I was still giving it willing it to be looking to its previous weekly body close highs. I think now as significant as they were is now 48.3, that being so close. Is interesting. So if we do go above it, I think it's still really important, right? That for that level, it's very significant if you ask me. Right, so then I'll drop back down so I can see more because I'm not seeing enough there. 3 days. Yeah, it's got a little bit more. It can go on RSI before it's done anything. That's a failure. Right, so this head and shoulders recovery, if it doesn't do better than that level, then again up above 51 and change, and then go on and try to test previous highs. And even then, if it does all that, if it doesn't do it with strength, it'll be like another Adam and Eve, and then you'll see this come back down. It'll be what, end of the year, and you'll be getting another bargain on it, slightly even lower again than it is now. If it doesn't get these levels, it needs to get them, and if it's like it just pisses around not getting them, it will go there. Right, obviously nothing to worry about on the monthly side of things. Right, I'll talk about multi-time frame analysis another time. Yeah. So look at all these lovely colours. That's beautiful. What else are we looking at? Let's go back and look at other shit. What is there? What's the time here? Oh, 13 minutes. I'll do a quick busy ape video, even though I can't like record it or whatnot. What's Spy doing? Boo, 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 it's magic. Boo, 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 divergence. Well, you're hardly going to break through the fucking resistance when you're doing that, are you? There you go. Bang. Sorry. Right, what's next? What was it? Something else. I was going to do something. Clover's up 20%. That's a nice move. There's your Donchain channels doing the work for you. There's your flash. Bing, bing, bing. Wham. Aye. Well, if you jump in on this right now, you're probably very, 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 very silly. Especially when that's the area to break, and if it did just break it, then you could just wait to then come 4 hour open close above it, open, then subsequent close, all of which happened above it, despite anything between those going down. At that point, you could just enter the same fucking trade, your risk would be nearly gone, and your upside to any of the moves that you'd be dreaming about would all still be there. So it's like, you jump in right on this at the minute now, you're a bad trader. It doesn't matter what happens with price, you just are. Especially look at that, it's touching the top of the overbought zone, or as you might call it, the bullish control zone. But there's an area where it might touch the top and likely it comes back. There's a full extension of that on a whole bit of RSI. It's not broken its support and resistance up at these levels. So what if it did on these ones? It doesn't mean anything after doing that. This area you're going to have to go to, is it going to get above that? Is it 14.19? No, even going there right now. So that would be like a bit like bullshit. It needs to come back and recover to some test of this area, as it always does when it goes right up there. Like everything does, right? So that, what else? Fuck, I was going to do the busy apes, that was it. Hello, if you're just tuning in for this section, where's the camera? Up there? Is that, how can that camera be looking at me right now? It is, but it's all the way over that direction. Who knows, right? Yeah, so Hi, welcome to the Busy Ape section. It's great to see you over here with Banana Freeze and get in on that. You're missing out on so much by not watching the live shows. Here's the charts again. Banana Freeze, very important, or it wouldn't have got such pride of place. And here's the charts behind us is AMC. We're on the 4 hour time frame. You can see the greater channel that this is in. It's very aggressive. It's likely to break, and they're likely to do that when it's at the bottom side of it rather than at the top. In the meantime, you've got a series of bullish accumulation patterns going on. You've got so much fever around this, it's going to start pushing up, but I would like to see some significant tests of important levels. This red line at 32.42 is still very, very important. If none of that works, your 1414, 1618 extensions are now your next target below 23.21 for entries above here. Then you'd be looking back at 34.55 as your definitive area, and once you recovered that, you'd be looking back at this left high at $70 again. And that's what the benefit of breaking this stupid, annoying formation, which can go on and do your bloody head in, because it is so predictable, yet it is so boring, and at the same time, only a time anything interesting will then happen is when you can see that it's likely to take a shot at a previous extreme or resistance. It's like, you want some trigger in that, and like I love it when it does these sort of things right down to these sort of areas and then bang, because then it breaks through a shitty resistance. It could never have really had any time in that. See, like when this looked great and that was that part of this formation, and so the nature of that's different now. Like, you've already done it once, so you want somewhere else to like prove to be like, ha, I told you so, fuckers. And like that 1418, 1618 and this previous high, that'd be really good. But then, you know, it's recovered from this bullish formation. You've got this thing, like we're saying, it's all here, and the targets that you're really looking at, you know, if you don't already own it. Like, if you own it and you're just looking at not trading it, day trading it, and that you probably think that at levels that are so much higher above as I do, you're not desperate, you know, and they don't look like they're going to be hit until such times as it breaks through others. Like, what I get is, because I can anticipate this being like shit, if you just go from here to there, it being shit for ages, right? This will not hold here. You'll start doing like boring crap. You look to the 618, $50 will become a thing for ages. Who can be bothered with that? No one, right? I'd rather have is it comes down and we prove shit now, and then, you know, then you can start looking at the top side of this thing instead of like, well, this will be boring. I know moves there will be fun, but I can see what it'll be like when we get there. Anyway, 112, 137, 97 below that, $70 likely resistance ahead of it. And then on 15-minute time frame, what did you see on AMC today? Well, it was nice to have the markets open, went boing, and then like whatever underneath this here, boinkity boink boink. Still not managed to recover in smaller time frames, really inside this bullish control zone, not really managing to. And there's a bit of a negative formation on the go here, the head and shoulders. Did it play out completely? Well, not really on RSI. You know, had a positive move at this point, broke out of that formation, had support, good move, full extension, only up to the 886 on some levels of the move, but then broke above that and touched your previous 47 on this part of the move. 1, 2, 3 though, with like not having broken it does now make you wonder. Significant, but is it ascending triangle? Yes. Is it a bull flag? Likely. Is it a positive formation? Definitely. Has it come into it in a bullish way? Yes. Has that come from a bullish move? Yes. And is it in a greater bullish formation? Yes. But on 15 minutes, there's like questions. I'm like, why would there be questions? Because there's hesitation. What does that mean? It means where's the money at? Like 4 hour. This is this dodgy head and shoulders. It's this like, it's not real. This isn't real. That low doesn't count in this bit. I mean, it's already broken. You know, it's just, what does that mean for GME? Well, there's your AMC Busy Apes, and what does that mean for GME? Because you know, they affect each other and whatnot. Back slip below 200. You've got all these areas of support, but what are they? They're tests in and around 197, 193. Maybe even like it doesn't get there, it gets 195, but 193 is the more important level. Down to 188 might not get there because 191 could catch it, but 188 would be more important. And then down at 185, 183 would be really, really strong buy. So if GME drops those areas and AMC drops those areas, that'd be interesting. And here you are on a 4-hour time frame on GME, and it does look like a bullish formation here too. But when you put on those indicators, the on chart ones rather than these panels below, see below the Donchian channel basis line here, that's dropping down. You've touched your previous resistance. You're below the parabolic support and resistance as well. You're actually above the important area on price action for support and resistance, and you're above significant fib levels, so it's still very bullish. And the, like, you know, while this being a bearish wedge at the end of this thing could actually be just part of a greater bull flag, but that itself could have lower tests, and they'd be in those mid 190s down to possibly high 180s, and that would be positive again because it would give it some impetus. And like, people want to know where the money is. It's like, well, if you're a doomslayer, you know, you're not buying it there. Like, you aren't buying it at 225 especially when I told you like there'll be congestion and that. Like, you would have made me be thinking like it'd be nice to see it going up to the 250, 245, 239, 255, 264 levels. That would have been nice, but it didn't make any difference. You know, you certainly weren't going to be chipping in buying at 225. You were thinking, oh, you know, about support, right? And so here's your parabolic support and resistance. That indicator's come in and suggested you're in around those levels already. You come in, you've got your lower level of your Donchian channels on these 4-hour time frames. It says you're here now. You've got your Fibonacci sequence. You're taking out of this previous one that you broke out of. Your back test and the 0 point of that, so it's a retest of the breakout. You're also still in a bullish formation, and so any areas down around here are very positive. You look back at the extension of this move back up to 239, 1618, the 1414 one hold you on the second pass, not after this impetus, and then you'll be looking at the full extensions up at the 2414 and 2618, and that's back up at the low $300 again. And that's what the TA is for the busy apes on GME. You're looking at those sort of areas, those sort of indicators, and these sorts of tests, and those tests proving to be successful. And that's what you look for in the nature of what we hope will come, and we'll talk about in the next few weeks. Tomorrow is earnings for GME, and I'll be live at market close and take the show right through to earnings. So if there's any way of getting up the latest and greatest news, then I'll do it. So remember, share links with me and everybody else on r/Tradespotting and Rocky Outcrops Discord, where you can find us later today after market close in 2 minutes. GME 15-minute time frame. Nah, go 1 minute, Jamie. Go auto 199.07. Are we doing what I said we'd fucking do again? Oh, but what? But Jimmy, you didn't have no algorithm to look at. Oh, didn't have no. But Jimmy, how'd you do it, man? I fucking told everybody to. And then I'm not speaking to that person. I'm speaking to future you. I'm saying, what else would I say? Wow, it's so great. You know, it's so fucking brilliant to have, like, met so many amazing people. Like, you see the thing, the tweet I did today with the Brendan Boot from Instagram has done not only did Jamie Lego character Bing Bong t-shirt, but then did Jamie Lego character on the moon with a spacesuit and all. It's now done with the Braveheart and my big doomslaying claymore sword. It's freaking amazing. That YOLO short squeeze. I have to get time to do my audio stuff. Barry's such a nice guy. Everybody I've met here that have helped me do things, you know, and then all the nice people that are doing their own thing that contribute to the cause and that I see around. It's brilliant. Oh, sugar, what did I do? I didn't get any of my alerts and I was supposed to have them on. Set up everything all weekend. I've done it all wrong. How did I do it all wrong? How can I turn it on now so they might at least come on for a second? It's the end of the day, Jimmy. You completely ruined that. Completely ruined that, man. Completely ruined it, so I did. So what happened? Brad Bullish became a member. Legend. Thanks. 3 lights are on. Are they? I don't notice them myself. Oh, they are on. Which ones are they? Did all these? Right, well, I don't want that. I wanted this on. Is this on? The lights actually aren't on. You're lying to me. Bling! I got another bling. What does that bling mean? I'm losing all these blings. What do they mean? Reconnected successfully. I don't believe you. Refresh. Says I'm here. Says it's on. Super chat. Fred Wade. What does that mean? It says it's working. Great. Where is it? Hi, Fred. $6.92 super chat. This thing tells me a different number. Oop, that must be after YouTube take their monies. I can't see it though. Where is it? No, maybe it was just to convert into currencies. I don't know. I need to get off this screen anyway. Alerts. That should have been what it was on. Test. Like a member. Can I test that? Is that working? Why are you not working, lights? You're such liars. There's the spotlight. Yeah, that's what that is. No, I had it all set up so the alerts were supposed to trigger certain lights and all. It was supposed to look really cool, but I've obviously done all that wrong, which is annoying as because people was time into that. Stupid me. I had to do it. I can't even celebrate Fred's message properly. Wanted to at least do that. Is there a super chat that I can read though, Google? Can you give me that bit so I can see what someone said? Bear with me, please. It's not Google's fault. Where is it? Nope. 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 199 on the money. Nice close. What about that song at the start of the show? I liked it. What was that? That's not it. Where is it? Please tell me. Come on. There can't be that many windows. Yep, there is more windows. Please tell me where the super chat messages are. Please, Google, stop doing this to me. Nope, that's not it. Thank God, I didn't know it right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Monetization off. Yeah, you're a genius, Jamie. You're so good at this YouTube thing. Hey, I'm so good at it. Yes, Jamie, you're really good at it. Monetization on. Too late now. They've got their monies. Most people are going to watch it. I've watched it and left. Save. Freaking stupid. Likes 1. That's not even it. That's not even it. What's going on? Cancel. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at everything. Where is the super chat, Jamie? Anna was muted again today, and the alerts at like, honestly. Hello, now I can't see anyone saying. This feels crap. I want to be able to see what people are saying. Is this it here? Fred Wade, it wasn't just a pound, it was pounds, that's why it says that, and it was just a sticker or just a donation. Thanks so much, Fred, that's good of you. Brad Bullish, welcome to Chimp. Thanks so much, Brad. And I've missed anyone who signed up to be a member or joined Patreon. You're the greatest. Thanks so much. What have I ever missed? Tradespotting, Jamie, heart shape. Thanks, Ken. Heart shape. What am I like? Jamie demonetized himself. Face pant. Like, if I hadn't, someone else would have. Please like the video if you care about Jamie. Yes, please. Thanks. Look, Banana Freeze, check it out. Like, if you don't like me, then like the Banana Freeze. Can you not like Banana Freeze? And if you go to, who did this? Was it Tubes or was it, who else did this? If you go to www.bananafreeze.com, it's amazing. You should go to www.bananafreeze.com. It should be your second favorite site after www. Which you don't even need, right? Because unreasonable.shop, when it was invented, it was like, nah, fuck everything. You don't even need no www, right? All you need is unreasonable.shop, and it goes with it. So it may well be your favorite site. Not that I'd recommend you visit that. You're here. I'm here. Where's everyone else? Where's the messages? There's the. Do you even YouTubes? I have no idea. There's Wolfric. I see you, Wolfric. 200 close. Oh, Sugars. You see what? I was nearly on 20,000 subscribers today. What was it at? I was nearly at it. I was just saying to Rocky, like, I only need 23 more subscribers. I'll be on 20,000 on the same week as my birthday. How awesome is that? Like, that's really nice. I think that's nice. I think that's like, wow, what amazing. present on birthday, you know, that, like, I didn't think that would happen, you know, between that last birthday and this one. No, didn't think so. So it's incredible. What else was I thinking though? It wasn't about my birthday. What was it I was thinking? Have the good week on birthdays. Great. What else was it I was thinking about? Can't remember. Surprise, surprise, huh? Anyway, yep. So D, do you have any YouTubes? Nope. No, don't know what it is. No idea. I suspect when I finish today's stream, I'll actually be like 27, 28 people away from 20,000. So we'll see. Bunsen burner, BB. Like it. BB stands for Bunsen burner. Of course it does. Observe thyself. Finally made it. I'm a meme. Is it? I don't. Yo. Who? Are you a meme? Buy and hodl. You are a meme. You are. You're more than a meme, buy and hodl. You're a whole way of life now. Lol, Sal. Make sure to gurk the like buttons. Gurk it to the like button. Why Sears and Blockbusters? Why what? Why did they so volatile? Well, because people realize now, look, there's these stocks, they're really illiquid. They're like, the people on the other side of the trade, the short side, are like chancing their neck with loads of them, and like, they don't close their positions because they don't want to avoid taxable events, or because it just suits their collateral position at the minute to have that asset as it stands, and they've got it as part of an overall portfolio, and so things there, and so we just jump in and trade it, and then it's like it's our market now. That's why Sears did what it did. It's why Blockbuster does what it does, and the next time that the feverish message and signs are strong enough, then those communities which are so good at promoting these messages and helping other people work hand in hand will pump the shit out of something, and we'll do it and do it and do it whenever and wherever we fucking feel it, because it's our market now. And that might seem to be happening on things that you would say are irrational, like Sears and that, and we'd say, well, fuck your irrational shite, this isn't reasonable land. You know, what the fuck? Did you not know the markets are dangerous? Now it's dangerous because of us, because of people like Buy and Hodl. Because we aren't just a meme, it's a way of fucking life. What stocks are Jamie Covsing's? He was talking about a stock that wasn't GME or AMC, and I didn't catch what it was. This will be the Blackberry answer. The Bunsen burners, that's what it was. That may have been, I don't know. Vehicle Finance, aka Pi-Fi, aka Pickles, aka Gurk, and lots of many names. Observe yourself. There is a nice chap you're talking about, Big Finance. He's a very nice chap, that guy, and I like him a lot. I like him, and I had he had me on his channel. If you haven't seen it, it's a lovely show, and I like him a lot. I think he's a good guy. The name definitely Dirk Paul Maldonado. Yo, Jamie. Yo, Paul. Boom, boom. Jamie was in a video with Pickles Orger. Yeah, I've just said all that, but I'm going back through the chat. Right, okay, so I've probably missed shitloads of stuff. What did I miss? Somebody tell me what I missed. What did I miss? What did I miss? Creative currency. Hell yeah. I'm fire up blunt to that. Cheers, mate. Hell yeah. Could you look at the price channel strategy indicator in Trade and View, my lad? Seems really good. Price channel strategy indicator. In Trade and View, my lad. Price channel strategy indicator. Bum 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 bum. Jamie, is this a good idea? How are your future self going to feel about this decision? Well, if I can't find the fucking chart, my answer's going to be no. Here it is. Damn it, I found it. Ugh. No, shit. No, chart. What was the indicator? What was the indicator? Oh, is it Jimmy? You know what I could do, right? I could do that, or I could, my lad, I could do that, or I could try and, or I could go like hit that button, and then hit this button, and do that, and then that makes that like that, and that's great. And then if I drop all those together, they're all like that. That's good. And then make that's brilliant. That's brilliant. There it is. And then I go. What screen is we on? Here's. My dears. Here's me dears. Whoa, what time is it? It's 9:10. You guys not in bed. So have freeze cam. Look at freeze cam over there, right? So you can see the ingredients. Can you see the ingredients? I don't know. We can see the ingredients if I do this. Right, so these are the ingredients, right? As you can see at the back there, oat milk. Oat milk comes from oats. As you know, I'm a poor porridge drinker. And then below it, there's sugar, right? Sugar, that's how I get my, that's also part of this little greater meal that is now starting to take picture is also here. Over here you can see in Banana Freeze we have some hot chocolate powder, and just behind that you've got some Pano chocolates, and together of course there's other things there. Whoops, a daisy. That's just the interesting things, and I wanted to make sure everybody could see them, so that's why they took pride of place. As you can't see there because the reflection from the light, so there's also some vodka, some Coke with rum already in it in a can, and then some bananas. You can't really see them properly. Anyway, that's Banana Freeze. Also, it's nice to have the symmetry over here in it with the moon and whatnot. So 199 for the clothes. What a lovely thing to have happened. What else was I going to do? And I was here and I couldn't figure that out, so that didn't work. And I wanted to do that other thing, and it didn't work. That's great. What about this thing? Does it work? Doesn't seem to. Please wait. I can do some waiting. Oh, that light went off. Oh, that light went off. Oh, that light went off. Right, okay. That thing works, so that's interesting. Okay, we've got something else on the go now. I can see this. Okay, this must be really annoying people. I could imagine it would be. It annoys me when I'm even just thinking about it. That's on, and that's on. So how does Lumia Stream work? If I do test. Oh my goodness, you didn't work, Lumia Stream. You're so annoying. Would you like to minimize or quit? Well, you're giving me the option of quitting. I'll quit then, and I'll see if you. Okay, thanks, Lumia. Okay, so Lumia. Yeah, that's you. I'm taking a Lumia. I'm ready for classes. You space monkeys. I got the right idea. Get ready for classes. I'm sorry I keep everybody who waits for the classes up so late at night. That's not what I want. 22 alerts. What were they? Yes. What were they? Yes. 150 chat messages. What, I've missed or something? What? Alerts. Test member. Nope, nothing happening. You're a big fat liar, and you're a fat elephant's fanny. You can go piss up a rope. Yep, quit. That's what I want. Yeah, screw you, mate. Good for nothing. Right, Detroit, right. What will I do? I'll say now. I'm blue dabba dee dabba da. As you can see and probably suspect from the contents of Banana Freeze, that this Friday we're having an East Coastonians episode. It starts at market. Well, it fucking starts before market close, obviously, because we'll be doing the TA on Friday as normal. But then, as market close, the weekly candle is printed. I'll start getting Banana Freeze contents ready, East Coast style, into the nice, to stop it being like a deconstructed East Coast Banana Freeze, and instead a lovely East Coastian meal. And I'll be celebrating with you. West Coastonians are also invited, so are the Central Coastiers, and you're all invited to join me on Friday. Except he is a foot taller than Tom Cruise. Bump bump bump. What is his Mission Impossible soundtrack look like? I can't remember. I don't know, but I like the start of that song I played earlier. To you guys, it was brilliant. I thought it was darn tootin' brilliant amazingness. Where is it, that song? What was it? Where was the start of it? It's just the start of it. It's like, blah, blah, and stuff. If I could find it, I would show you, but I can't. Typical, innit? Something like that, anyway. Typical, topical. Radical Thunderbirds are go! Yeah, I can't find it. That's interesting that I'm so rubbish at things. No, this is it. Started a tune. Not that bit. That bit's shit. brilliant, isn't it? It's just brilliant. Guy's a genius. Whoop, 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 whoop. What did I miss? What did you get your mom for her birthday? What did I get mom for birthday? Loads of little things. I did loads of things, went out loads of places. My main thing was a new bed. Loads of things. Can't really remember, really. It wasn't that long ago, I should. But, you know, you do it in the weeks up to it, too. I can't remember. Most of it was about the party at the time and that. And she had loads of family around. And, found it all real stressful and tough and things, and then afterwards, you know, birthdays are like for people, they're so usually anticlimactic. It's not like everybody has a big community out here to share it with it all the time. Sometimes you're on your own on your birthday. I know that feeling too fucking well. Like, so not all birthdays are great. This, although, on the other hand, it's like, well, I'm super looking forward to it. It's so fucking brilliant. Look, West Coast Banana Free. Now I have to change my name. You don't have to change your name. You're welcome, but you will get a better reception if you do, you know, because it's an East Coast show for East Coast people, made by East Coast people, for those people in the East Coast, which are everyone else is welcome to join in and appreciate those amazing talents and efforts of those East Coastonians who, like, let's face it, if there was no East Coast, what meaning would there ever be to anything that ever happens in any other coast, ever, whenever? Banana Frige at Tubes. Thank you very much, Mr. Tubes. Is that a thing? Is what a thing? Everything's a thing. West Coast Fanny Tovia stream soon. A happy unbirthday. Mine too. Isn't it wonderful? Don't forget, we are all mad here. Who? Me. I'm not. I'm blue. Do ba dee ba ba die. Do ba dee da ba do ba dee ba do ba do ba do ba do da ba do ba da dee ba dee da ba dee dob dob do ba dee da ba dee doob do ba dee da ba dee doob do ba dub 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 dub. I'm blue. Do ba dee ba ba die. Do ba do ba. I'm a da ba do ba dee bye. Wo ba da ba do ba wo blue ba ba dee ba ba die. I'm ba da ba do ba loo ba ba dee ba da ba wo ba wo ba wo ba. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the buddy badabba woo. Ha! You're only here for the dope accent. Well, that news, it makes me feel two ways. One, it makes me insides go like, no, Ken, that's what all Scottish people feel like when you say that sort of thing. On the other hand, it makes me think, well, if people are still here looking for the accent, then
our situation has not improved.
And we're here looking for the answers to everything. This is the way, the answers to everything. Anyway, yeah, and so to sing us out, oh look, there's me, and my thumbnail is a picture of me. It's not just the gash. Look, hey, that's real bad. Although it's got Banana Freeze has made it onto my thumbnail, and there's 286 people watching. That's amazing. That's blocking amazing. It's blocking amazing. It is amazing. It's blocking amazing. Thanks very much. These are also black and surprising. It's a black and surprising, so it is. It's so black and surprising. Blocking hell. If I say that sort of shoop, if I say blocking and shoob and go suck my blobs and whatnot, then nobody can say nothing. You know, they don't like it though. Nobody does, Ken. What a load of shit. What did I want to put on? Yeah, I wanted to put on this. Cause why not? I know I didn't fucking monetize it anyway. So what difference does it make? You know, I bought the license to that other one though, which is like, gosh, that I went and did that and then forgot to monetize it. I am pretty stupid like that. I am pretty stupid.